Ladies and gentlemen, this attorney general was given an order by a judge to release the audio on the grand jury. So that should be coming out real shortly. So this is CNN, September 29th, 2020. Kentucky AG says he will comply with judge's order to release grand jury audio. Okay, y'all. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron has refused to release grand jury transcripts related to the Breonna Taylor case, despite growing public calls to do so by the Louisville mayor, the Kentucky governor, and Taylor's family's lawyers. But that all changed late Monday evening when Cameron announced he would comply with a judge ruling ordering a recording of the grand jury's presentation be added to the court's case filed. His about face also comes hours after an unidentified juror requested that any and all recordings, transcripts, and reports of the grand jury related to the case to be released to the public. A move a former Kentucky prosecutor says totally surprising and tremendously uncommon. Yeah, because this guy did not divulge all of the information to the grand jury. And he also, I believe, lied to the grand jury to get the verdict that he got from them. Cameron had previously said he wouldn't disclose the grand jury presentation because it would interfere with other investigations. He's full of crap. He reiterated that position Monday, saying, "We stand by our belief that such a release could compromise the ongoing federal investigation and could have unintended consequences, such as poisoning the jury pool." Again, you just don't want your lies exposed. The grand jury is meant to be secretive. And see, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. There shouldn't be any grand jury and anything that goes on is some big secret. Now, I just want y'all to think about all of the cases that have come up over the years with Black people being killed. A lot of times they like running to these grand juries. And you'll hear grand jury when it's a Black death more often than anyone else. You'll hear grand jury, grand jury. And there shouldn't be alternative courts like in the case of Danny Pantaleo, and in the case of Mike Brown, they used a grand jury to get Darren Wilson off. And now Breonna Taylor, you got this sellout right here that is making sure the cops are not punished. And I told y'all about Amy Klobuchar. She heavily used grand juries to make sure not one cop got convicted the whole time she was the district attorney. So I don't believe in these grand juries. The reason why they want them is to do just what we seen in Breonna Taylor's case, is to get the cops off of everything. And just looking at that pattern, they shouldn't be used at all. Okay. It's apparent that the public's interest in this case isn't going to allow that to happen. A special prosecutor our team has obtained. So they're saying that the recording of the grand jury proceedings, and they're saying they stand by their belief, that this stuff can't be released during an ongoing investigation. It's BS. Despite these concerns, we will comply with the judge's order. So I believe it's going to be released Wednesday. So I'll be looking out for that. If I happen to be able to obtain it, perhaps I will do a live stream on it so that we can all just sit and listen to what was said to the grand jury. Cameron's statement came after Judge Ann Bailey Smith said the recording and all discovery documents cannot be shared simply between the parties. Smith oversaw the arraignment of the former police officer Brett Hankinson on 3 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment in connection with Taylor's killing. The recording is in lieu of a transcript, which is common practice in Louisville. Taylor's family and many others have called for the grand jury transcript to be released. Cameron said the release of the recording will also address the legal complaint filed by an anonymous juror. In addition to the release of the recordings and transcript, the juror, according to court documents obtained by CNN, is also asking the court to make a binding declaration that the grand juror has the right to disclose information and details about the process and details of the proceedings. The motion states, to avoid fear that the Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron would attempt to use his court powers of contempt in the case of a public disclosure. The way I see it, y'all, this is a big mess. And as you can see, Daniel Cameron is not down with doing the right thing. He's letting you know that he is just as corrupt as a cop in his position. And he's also letting the Black community know if something happens to you, something happens to your loved one, something happens to your children, your husband, your wife, your, close friends, he ain't about to lift a finger for anyone in the Black community. If he can screw over Breonna Taylor like this and her family, he'll do it to anyone in the Black community. You better open your eyes, people there in Kentucky. Now, I don't know if you can recall an attorney general, but y'all sure need to look into it. Whether you can or not, you should still look into that. Because after he did this, who in Kentucky, especially if you're part of the Black community, can trust this guy? Trust that he will do the right thing. He's already showing you he's not about to do it. And he doesn't care. Now, he put all the blame for the shooting on Kenneth Walker when the ballistic test, and he had this test, y'all. He had that report before he went to the grand jury, and he knew that bullet did not come from Kenneth Walker that went into Mattingly's leg. But you see how he still tried to flip it all on Kenneth? The whole thing on Breonna's boyfriend? He tried to flip the whole thing on him. Unbelievable. But y'all, please tell me what you think. And again, if they put out the recording, I will set up a live stream so that we can all listen to it together. Hopefully it'll come out early enough in the day on Wednesday, where it can be reviewed by people if you want to listen to it. And I definitely want to hear it. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.